Hey guys, back and gonna do Joel Bitonio, and gonna do a little bit different this time than usual. Typically, what I'll do is sit down and watch a player, take some notes, and then go back, see how my notes grade out to what I saw the first time, and then do a video, or just kind of like be a little bit more prepared when doing it. But there is some value, I believe, in looking at a player blindly, and this is an opportunity just to sit down. I'm gonna watch Joel Bitonio and have no prior look at this film, and just kind of give a very immediate reaction to what I see. Now it's not probably gonna be as in depth, but it's I think an interesting look. So just kind of giving a few of the peripherals on him. He's 6'4", 302 pounds. I think his arm length is 33 and 7/8. Where if you compare that to Jake Matthews, it was a few eighths of an inch longer. Is arm length important? Yes. Look at Robert Gallery. Robert Gallery was one of the best guards football had for a few years, but couldn't make it as a left tackle because short arms and defensive ends were able to take advantage of it. So arm length actually is very important to keep defenders off of you and from getting inside and just beating you up. So nothing too bad with any of his numbers. 22 reps on bench is fine. Under 5 40-yard dash actually is impressive. So maybe that's something that is bringing up his stock a little bit. They think that some athleticism here, so that'll be interesting to see. See if some of that athleticism shows up on the tape. So again, going through draft breakdown to look at the tapes, and here's our first one. We're gonna watch maybe a quarter, maybe a half of games here. This is UCLA, and he's playing left tackle, number 70. Get off the ball there, kind of a reach block it looked like. I just want to see him moving, a little bit of agility. Cut block on the first pass play. It's interesting. Sometimes you're trying to set up something by doing that. I want to go back to that. I think cuts block isn't kind of like setting up like he's complete pass blocking and then cut block. So I guess this is a slant. It's odd to see a cut block rather than trying to run the defensive end off. Cut blocks not as consistent, we'll say. I think is that Anthony Barr who's going against me? They knew Anthony Barr wouldn't shoot his hands. If you shoot your hands out, put your hands on the offensive lineman, the cut block almost becomes completely useless. So that might have been what was happening there. Good posture. I like his kickback. If you look at he's very low in his stance. The weight looks very good. His feet look solid, a little bit wider than his shoulders. He's got good balance and hand placement. Okay, we'll say hand placement was okay. Kind of got a shoulder pad rather in his chest. Ooh, it looked like okay. So kick, and then turn. Don't want to really turn. You turn and run sometimes. We'll see if that's a consistent thing or if that was just because of how that guy was engaging. Just run this guy off. I haven't seen too much in the run game. I think that's the second run play. There's a good drive. Ooh. Just as I say that, he gets now what makes this play so successful for him? Okay, so reach right, gets his helmet. Look at his pads. His pad level's lower than defensive linemen's. I don't know. I think he's 6'4", maybe 6'5", 300 pounds. So that's a big dude, and that type of pad level. I don't like how far back his right foot is. Maybe a little bit leaning on the run block. You can get snatched that way, where the defender just grabs your shoulder pads and pulls you down. But see how stabilizes himself, and now he's under the player. He's under him, At this point, his hands are inside, it seems. That leverage he had created is now in his, we're looking right here. He's taking advantage of that leverage, and then it's just driving. That's just leg drive right there. And that's good. That's a terrific play. That's a plus. Ooh, again. You see what you're seeing is, here's a reach right again. Has to fill for the pulling guard. So guard's leaving. Oh, my dog just woke up. The guard's leaving, so he has to fill this gap. Not only does he fill it, he gets head to head, helmet to helmet, perfect. So that's a great reach step. Why is that important? NFL loves running zone blocking now. Zone blocking is all reach steps. That's what it is. It's reach right, reach left, reach right, reach left. Watch the Denver Broncos, Seattle Seahawks. That's what they run. And that right there is what they want to see. They want to see you able to cover a gap without giving up ground. And then once you kind of establish yourself, low pad level, arms inside, get your legs under you, boom, start driving. That's powerful. 2nd and 8. Yeah, not much to see there. Just kind of reaching left. The guy runs off with him. I'm a little weary of his drop kicking. I want to see him go against maybe Anthony Barr a little bit more, where it's just going to be pure speed to the outside. So I'm not entirely convinced he's getting there quick enough. Little confusion there, possibly. Yeah, busted play, it looked like. So not much to see. Man, he comes off the ball. Another reach step here. And you have a double team. Now it's going to be these two are going to be responsible. This guard tackle for this defensive tackle and this backside linebacker. Imagining, I don't know who's blocking him, but schematically that's typically what it is, because these two will be responsible for him. Oh, see, I'm reading it wrong way. So they're responsible for him because it's a counter. I said counter. Let me run it through. This is what happens when things. It's an inside. It's an inside zone, but they're not zone. They're not reading off anyone. No one's being read off of. I guess they're reading off of him. He messed up. That's what it is. He's not supposed to block him. He's the option man. And he's getting blocked. He needed to come down and block him. These two for him, these two for him. And then running back versus safety. So this was blown up by him. Man, that's read option, right? That's okay. I don't know what that stutter step pre-snap is. The guard's leaving. You know that. Center's going to block back. I got to see what number game this is. The offensive line seems... something's off there. The guard's leaving. The center will block back, and you just have your outside man. A little tenacity, a little physical. I like it. Seems to be very comfortable run blocking. Just, I think that first two plays, there's a cut again, backside. So it's the second time cutting, and the guys, I want to see a step, first step. See if we can. See, this is the problem I'm having. We actually get a decent look because the guard shoots off the ball very well. It's a bad first step for him. Watch his right foot. Okay, so his right foot, we're gonna pretend we see it right here. And the first step goes backwards. Let me tell you, I've coached a lot of places and done a lot of things offensive line wise. I've never heard a coach say, you need to you need to replace a step. And that's what's happening there. When you're kicking back on a pass protection is maybe the only time you're going to give up ground. You know, this isn't as you don't want to take a step that takes you nowhere. Every step you take, an offensive lineman has to be for a reason, and he just took a step that took him nowhere. And if you notice, he barely gets his helmet across the guy's thigh pad. He ends up getting the guy on top of him. Poor technique actually leads to a guy laying on top of him. You know, it's little, but it's something that the teams are going to see. He took a false step, didn't gain ground with that step, did nothing with it, and maybe against higher competition, you know, against an NFL caliber player, or NFL player, that guy's going to beat him across the face. I mean, he did a good job, and I don't want to say oh, that's a terrible play, but it's definitely some. We're looking at little things, and that's definitely a little thing to be weary of. Okay, kick step. You see he attacks there. Interesting. He comes up instead of allowing a guy into him, but he doesn't release after initially making contact. I've seen that a couple times now, it seems. I want to see punch, release, cut block again. Third cut block of a game when maybe only one was warranted. See, that's the off-balanceness I'm talking about. Leaning forward. See where his body is. Like, you can kind of, it's hard to see. I wish we had the end zone camera. But at that point, he's already, his torso is well over his legs. All that allowed was the defender just to grab him and throw him. I mean, that's easy. Had the defender had any awareness, maybe potentially could make a play, I don't know there, but that's something that NFL players for sure will do. So you can't be leaning forward. Kind of lean in again there. Watch his first engagement. You want straight back. You want your back straight. Look at 72. It's a little high. I want to see his knees bend a little bit more. 72, but that's kind of like what I want to see out of a player. I don't want to see too much leaning. Now, Bitonio's done a very good job, but I think we're seeing some inconsistencies in that play. A fourth cut of the game. Why are you cutting backside here? That can't be on. He can't be making that call. That's gonna be drawn up. Why cut? It's becoming less effective. That's the point of not cutting too much. You want to use it when to throw off the defensive lineman. It's a weapon. You want to use it an opportunity when they might be speed rushing and boom, legs out of them. Now they have to be concerned about it. You keep on throwing out that cut block. A little uneasy holding because he's stiff. Legs aren't moving. Watch engagement. Hands are outside, so he's giving up inside leverage. And his feet never move. After he engages, it's kind of like cementing into the ground. I'm seeing the Ohio State Buffalo score at the bottom of the thing. This tells me it's week 1 or 2. So, I think we're going to cut this game off here.
Puts it in motion. Fajardo will start at his own 16-yard line.
You just see that a little bit of stiffness there, but his run blocking has been impressive at times.
Across the 20
that play there.
For the Wolfpack a year ago.
It's
2nd and 6 now for Fajardo.
Game 2 is against Fresno State. Before we get into it, let's just see. Nevada, Fresno State football. Why is this not a friggin' Google? Come on. This would have been week. It's on this season. Okay. It's just being a pain. 2013. This game was okay. Mid to late season. Fresno. This was their 8th win. Okay. Back from our intermission. Bitonio playing left tackle position again. First play we see a pancake. He just barrels over this defensive end. I mean, I like that though. I like the fact that he never stops. Just keeps going. And here you go. Just gets in on him. I cut shoulder block too. That's a shoulder block. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Look at this. Shoulder blocks. Basil chicken wing. And boom. You know, that's rare to see that. Almost exclusive hand blocking now. I didn't even teach shoulder blocking. That's the high school level. It's all hand blocking. So that's good to see. I like that. Here's him pulling. Just a little tight on his. Low tight, not good depth. Actually, I think that's his problem. He didn't get enough depth. It's a little tight to the line of scrimmage. Turns up second. The right tackle, you know, he can't get blown back. Gets stalemated a little bit to right tackle, so that causes a little bit of problem. But you know, Bitonio gets up to the second level and makes a little bit of block. So that's okay. I like seeing him pull. Oh, whiff. Head down, it looked like. Look how he's making contact. Head down on the ground. Looking at if you look at the ground, you better block the ground. And, you know, that's part of the problem. Can't be looking down. Gotta see what you're hitting. Kick, kick, kick. Rides him out. Good. That's fine. This guy wants to run outside, let him run outside. All he wants. Inside. Little 3-step protection. Looks like slide protection. See how the offensive line sliding right. He's not kicking deep. Running back's looking inside out, but a little slow to his block inside. I don't know what that was. It's kind of running back there. Bitonio, it's a good job. Stays on his guy. Okay. A little high there. You know, 24-7 at this point. This is your drive to get back in the game. Kick. No one's coming. He engages and stays engaged. Now this is a good, we see this now full on. What happens if you stay engaged is you're giving the defender an advantage, because especially when he has inside, you know, he's got inside leverage on you. And if I'm an official, that might be an easy holding call, because look how he has them. Offensive linemen never want to have their hands outside numbers. You want to have hands on numbers. Hold all you want on numbers. Don't hold shoulder pads. That's when the flag is thrown. Easy flag, and it should be, because that's holding. And you know, I just want to see him let go. You know, I wish I had a camera, but what you do is engage a player, punch, hit his shoulder pads, write the numbers. You know, maybe control him a little bit, then stop. Put your hands back. Because if you continue to keep your hands on, they can club you. If they have their hands inside you, they can control the play. You know, the big thing is the club. You want to avoid getting clubbed, not only, you know, at the risk of getting your wrist broken, but it's just an easy move, and it's almost a natural reaction if someone grabs you. You're going to throw your hand down their wrists. So, you know, that's something that I kind of want to avoid. Okay, another drive block, and good job. And I just want to finish out this drive, and we'll call it. So we're hitting 20 minutes here. Long-winded. Ooh. Gonna just take a pass there. Not exactly sure how to say. Double team at the point of attack, but they never get up to the linebacker. Actually, they don't even get the drive off the line of scrimmage. Another slide protection. You know, I'm seeing some real archaic stuff here. Slide protection is... I don't know. It's not something you see too often. Another good drive block. Okay, so we're at 20 minutes and 41 seconds. Bitonio, I think, is sitting at a early second to mid-second round grade right now. I see more of a right tackle than left tackle at the moment, I guess I'd say. But you can definitely tell that there's talent there. And, you know, we're only watching very few plays. And his career against two of the tougher teams they played all season, UCLA and Fresno. Both, I think, finished in the top 25, I believe. I can't remember. Oh, God. So don't quote me on that. But obviously they were very good teams for the majority of the season. And Bitonio looks good. I mean, you see some good things. You see drive blocking is terrific. He's getting off the ball. He's hitting hard. He's, you know, just doing what you want to do. Beyond that, you know, he's got good footwork typically in the pass game. I think part of the problem is that the consistency isn't there, and you want to see more consistency. So, you know, when he gets in on block, you want to see him hold it and keep him there and do what is necessary. Outside of that, what could he improve upon is probably, you know, the consistency and, you know, don't take those false steps. I don't want to see any more cut blocking. You know, that might have been just an early game thing, because a few plays looked at in that second game, you didn't see it, but that doesn't mean it wasn't done. So, you know, I could see a team taking a shot at him in the second round. Right tackle types do tend to go then. And they, you know, can obviously have some success. So, you know, you can coach them up, try and get their footwork a little bit better, keep their handwork a little better, and now, you know what, you have a left tackle play for you. If not, you have a very dominant run blocking right tackle. And sometimes, you know, those guys can transition to guard and center more, so you're a little bit safer pick. So, that's Bitonio. I believe next one I will be doing is D Ford at Auburn. When that'll be done, I don't know. I don't think I have any more time today getting our video out. But thanks for watching. Again, check out Draft Breakdown for the videos. I haven't written anything on Zone Reads in a while. You know, I don't know when I'm going to get around to do something like that. And always post on Twitter when new video is ready to go. So, alright guys, take it easy.